Stick talk. Stick out. Stick talk. Stick out. Stick talk. Stick out. Stick talk. Stick talk.
And hockey.
Yes, sir.
Welcome back, everyone. This is episode 22 of Stick Talk Hockey. I'm your host, Tico. This is my co-host.
I'm yours truly.
And we're back. We got a couple weeks till the playoffs now. Things are starting to heat up. We got some wild card races happening. We got some tanks to the bottom happening.
Man, what a race that is.
It's actually a crazy race right now. I think 3 teams are tied in points. Anaheim, Chicago both have 56 points. Look at the East, because I'm pretty sure Columbus has 56 points as well. Yeah, 3 teams with 56 points right now.
Damn.
Woo!
And San Jose nipping the heels.
Yeah, and all
4
3 played
points up.
today. All 3 played today. Every team in the NHL plays today. It's Saturday. It's exciting.
I have to give a shout out to Arizona for just like playing hockey
Okay.
and letting the chips fall where they do.
Yeah.
That's kind of admirable when you've been like this bad for this long, kind of just accepting that one player's not going to fix everything and just like putting on a show.
Yeah.
Things are falling apart. You're playing at like a 5,000 plus stadium.
Yeah.
You like if you
Things
lose,
have fallen apart.
if you lose the college fans, you're really done. So you may as well just play your heart out every night.
Yeah. The thing that gets me actually is like we all know how bad they are. Arizona, San Jose, Chicago, all that. Anaheim though just doesn't play any defense. Their goal differential negative 124.
Poor Gibson, man.
He's a good goalie, man.
Free that dude.
Unbelievable. It's tough to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I can't even watch their games right now. It's
yeah.
They don't look like they're skating. It looks like they're just playing one of those all-star games where they're just trying to go for whatever they can pull off, and then if it goes back the other way, they're like,
Yeah.
that sucks.
Big news though, coming out of Newark, team we've been talking about quite a bit lately. Luke Hughes, baby.
Yes, sir.
He's out of the Frozen Four, and he has joined the New Jersey Devils.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, dude. He's on the ice this morning with Jack. I saw a clip of it already. Maybe he gets in tonight. I'm not entirely sure, but dang, that's exciting.
I'm sure Steven would be like super ecstatic if they just healthy scratch Severson, and
Oh, dude, I bet he would be. Yeah,
that'd be a best case scenario. As soon as I heard that, I was like, oh man, I could just see him slotting right in there.
Shout out to Brat Pack also. I know that he's the biggest Damon Severson hater there is, so hopefully Luke Hughes takes his spot for you, buddy.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Yeah, no, I'm really excited to see what happens here. I think that he's going to learn a lot just from this amazing core that's already existing. Like I'm so glad they got him on the ice immediately, just got him involved with the culture.
Yeah.
There's just been so much buzz around this kid. He just is a walking highlight reel right now. Like, the control he has, the offensive awareness he has, even if he doesn't show up for the playoffs, which I'm on the fence about, honestly. The Devils are playing so good, and like, do you really want a guy who's new to your system, new to the NHL, playing his trial games in the playoffs? I don't think so.
Well, honestly, they did this. The Canucks did this with Quinn Hughes, right? As soon as his college season finished, they brought him over for the end of the Canucks season, and he was electric out the gate. Electric.
Yeah, I mean, maybe give him 2 games. We got 3, so
you got 3 right now. I'd say try and get him in all 3.
It's not a bad idea. I mean, it's still not going to affect his status for next season if they don't, because it doesn't eclipse 8 games.
Yeah, I think it's 9 games.
9?
I'm not entirely sure, but either way, yeah, he's fine for that. For his contract stuff. So yeah, I'd try and get him in these first 3, see how he looks, see how he feels, and then maybe have him as a 7th going into the playoffs. Either way, man, it's gonna be fun to watch him.
I'd sooner dress the extra defenseman than the extra forward, honestly, the way the Devils have been playing lately.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah, that's fair.
They've been so tight and consistent and solid.
Yep. Yeah. I think you might have to wait a little bit on Luke. Like, not necessarily like in terms of like actually to see him play, but to see him really become fantastic, right? Which you had to with Jack as well. No big deal there. I think that like what I've seen of Luke Hughes so far, like he kind of reminds me of Tyler Myers, which is the worst comparable to ever make.
Yeah, that doesn't make me feel good.
I think like he has so many offensive tools as well as his big frame and stuff. So he makes some tough decisions at times, but he'll work that part out of his game, I think. But it might take a little bit.
See, that's why I'm a little bit weary about having him like starting in the playoffs and really like joining the team at this like time frame, just because like we don't have a super elite goalie in the back. Like
that's fair.
We have two very solid goalies that are going to keep the pucks out for the most part, but they're not going to steal a game the way that you would see a Shesterkin steal a game, or a
they're not gonna cover up poor defensive play.
Exactly. They're not in the same way that you would see any of the other top 4 teams with their top 4 goalies and the career years they're having right now. Like you see a breakaway go down the other side of the ice and you're almost like, yeah, that's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Whereas like as a Devils fan, I'd be kind of sweating my balls off as soon as I see it go back the other way. It's like, is Vonchek going to actually close that angle, or is he going to misread this a little bit and fold on the goal line and, let it in blocker side again?
Yeah, totally.
But no, it's exciting. It's super exciting regardless. Like, what a talent, and just what a great story.
Yeah, absolutely.
How long until Quinn joins?
Dude, I know he's jealous right now.
Absolutely.
100%. He's jealous as hell watching his brother join his other brother and go play meaningful hockey games.
Yeah, absolutely. They're probably like building pillow forts right now in his condo and like having Nerf gun fights, playing mini sticks. They're sending him little Snapchats like, yeah, what's up? What's up from Newark?
Oh, God. I think they should both come to Vancouver, but that's beside the point. All right, let's move on to our other team here that we just can't get enough of.
Oh, my God, yeah. Just keep the news cycle rolling.
Vancouver Canucks. The Vancouver Canucks. Back to their old ways, baby. I know you bozos. I saw it. Don't act like I didn't see it because I saw it. All of this chit chat, all of this, the team's fixed. Rick Tocchet structure. They're back, baby. They're back. JT Miller, back to his old whining, being a baby ways. And of course they are. Of course they are. You don't just magically fix bad behavior like that.
No, of course not. So, is this his final form? Like, is this his senior citizen era?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Let's run the clip. JT Miller, he left the ice after missing a breakaway the other day. This is by the way, this clip, the quality is horrendous because I couldn't find the actual game clip, but it's here. Trying to take on 4 guys at once, no big deal. And you can see right here as the camera pans by him just going right to the room.
What?
Yeah. So misses the breakaway, tries to fight off 5 guys, and says, "Fuck it, I'm done," and just walks down the tunnel.
20 seconds left in the second, just like, I'm not getting another shift, I'm not staying. Doesn't matter. If it's not me on the ice, then who cares?
Yeah, exactly. So Tocchet had some good comments about it. Let's play Tocchet's clip first.
It seemed like there might have been something that happened at the bench at the end of the second there. Was that the body language stuff that you've...
I think Millsy was frustrated. He missed that breakaway, I guess. I don't know. I didn't ask him. Something like that. But yeah, body language is something that you can control. And it's, it hasn't been... I thought we'd been getting better at it, but it's not going to creep back in. It won't. I'm not going to allow it because body language is is not mental toughness. It's weak-minded people when you have body language like that. One and done. If you do it once in a blue moon, I get it. We've all done it, but it's got to be once in a blue moon. You can't have a steady diet of it. Because to me, I forget what coach. It just was great. He had a whole thing. I think it was Calipari on the body language. How it's really a good kind of press conference. He talked about it, and it's a weakness, a mental weakness when you have bad body language all the time.
He's completely right.
This man is spitting bars,
spitting facts. And hey, you know what? I'll give Tocchet some credit here because I think he's handling this stuff the right way. He is holding these guys accountable, which I like that. Don't get me wrong, but like, what's the saying about changing a leopard's spots?
You can't.
You can't do it. Maybe you will get. Maybe you'll get it for 10 games, 20 games, maybe even 30 games. Does a coach really have that much of an impact?
No, and even if this is a guy that buys in for like a full season, as soon as something hits the fan, it's going to hit the fan. Like, you could have the best season ever and have him buy in entirely and drop all of this at the gate and play just an incredible run straight through, and then you hit the playoffs and you hit that like 2-game break where you drop 2 in a row with 1 goal scored, and like he's already quit.
Yeah.
Series is over.
Yeah.
Like, that's the type of guy you have on the bench right now. And you're paying him what? What was that again? Like 9 milli?
No. 8.
8? Oof.
It's a couple bucks.
It's a pretty penny.
It's a couple bucks. And I mean, I just don't get it. I mean, like, I feel bad. I kind of feel bad for him too, because he's in this limbo land right now of, they gave me an $8 million per year, $56 million contract with a no move clause. And then at the deadline, they're desperately trying to move me, not even 8 months later. And now we're hearing that they're trying to move him at the draft. But they just gave you this monstrosity of a contract. Like, at a certain point, I mean, obviously, there's got to be some fault to go around to management on that. Not that I haven't put enough fault on management for stuff, but I don't know. It's just a fiasco all around.
Oh, it's an absolute nightmare. Like, through and through. The way that it's been handled has just been atrocious.
Yeah.
And I feel so bad for Tocchet, because at this point, like this is something that a junior coach should have to deal with.
Right.
This is not something an NHL coach should ever have to address. He should never have to address bad body language with the room. He should never have to address like game etiquette from a leader. Like,
especially with an older star player.
Yeah, this is something a 17-year-old does. A 16-year-old who's fired up in the moment and like doesn't know better.
Yeah, even like rookies, sure. Guy that's just coming into the league, sure. But your 27-year-old guy that just cashed out, not even, he's 29, I think, 29-year-old guy that just cashed out on his major contract, you can't have that.
No, absolutely.
You just can't have it.
No.
We should run that Calipari clip too. I have it linked there. It's a great clip. It's a shorter one, so we'll run that.
Some of it is how you think. I'll give an example. We had a kid here in 2012 that went 1 for 8 or 1 for 7 in the national championship game and walked in at halftime and was tough enough to say, I can't make a shot. I'm going to get every rebound and I'm going to block every ball. Duran, you score. Darius, make shots. Michael, you guys go do it. Marcus T, go do your thing. I'm going to do mine, blocking and rebounding. That's a tough player. So versus walking in with a body language that I can't make a shot today, I can't believe this, and looking for, you have no toughness. You have no toughness. Tough player deals with what's there and responds to it. So I'm talking a lot about body language, because body language screams. It screams for everybody to see. Head down and this. And in most cases, it's an immaturity thing, but the second part of it is a little lack of toughness, mental toughness, that I'm not getting broken down because I missed a couple shots, or I fumbled a ball, or I missed a free throw. I don't care. I'm tough. I didn't think I had to teach them this, but I pulled out the toughness sheet and we read what toughness is. And as I read them to them, are we that? No. Are we this? No. Are we that? No. Are we this? No. Do we talk? No. And so my point to them is how we think has to change if you want how you're playing to change, how you approach this stuff. So I've had to do this with every team, probably more so with this team. But I've not had a team this young before.
It's a great quote.
Absolutely.
Great clip.
This is something that I preach, even at like the smallest level of hockey.
Yeah.
It's the second efforts. It's the toughness. It's having the ability to dig deep and make the meaningful play, because just because the first one didn't happen and the second didn't, you could have 7 or 8 atrocious plays, but if it still finds your stick at the right time, as long as your head's in the game, you could be the game breaker.
Yeah, absolutely.
But not if you're doing this, not if you're
moping around.
Yeah, dragging your ass off the ice, leaving early.
Mm-hmm.
Your head's not even in the game. You're thinking about lasagna later or whatever. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, and to see another coach now talking about this, and also he mentioned that. So this was after the Seattle loss the other night. They came back and shut out the Blackhawks, and again, these morons are like, "See, it's fine," as if it's not the Chicago Blackhawks you're playing against. Anyways, this is now like the third coach in 18 months that questions this team's ability to prepare for games and be mentally prepared. It's not a good sign.
no, absolutely not. It seems to be like a straight across the board consensus. So that just reflects directly back onto management at this point and their lack of ability to read the room and do something about it.
Absolutely.
Do something meaningful about it. And yeah, on top of that, like I said, like this is something you'd expect from like a junior coach to have to go through and teach. But even then, they don't put up with this.
Yeah.
At the top levels, they don't do this. You get like 2 chances and then you're gone. They're just going to send you they're going to drop you. There's like a million other kids that are trying to get in that all have better attitudes.
Yeah.
And like they might have like an assist less than you. Like that's really like the breaking point on some of these T-Div teams or the top tier WHL teams. Like there's kids banging on the door every day to get in.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And if you have a shitty attitude like this, they don't need you.
Yeah.
Like you would have to be a generational talent, and you're probably kidding yourself if you think you are.
Amen.
Like, let's be honest. Not everyone's Luke Hughes.
Amen, man. Amen. All right. So Canucks figure it out again. This is like the 20th time in 22 episodes I've said that.
Yeah. It doesn't get old.
I
tell people we're an NHL podcast, and they're like, cool. So what's up with the Devils and the Canucks?
Yeah.
It's a lot of coverage.
Yeah.
We don't mean to. I promise we don't mean to.
Well, we kind of mean to. That's what we like.
It's true, but also like we like to keep it balanced. They just can't keep themselves out of the media.
Well, not these days they can't. That's for sure. Speaking of our weekly routine, right? We tend to talk about whatever's going on, especially particularly Devils, Canucks, and hating on the NHL as an organization.
Oh, yes.
Because they suck. And yet again, yesterday was Friday. I don't know if you guys know that's Good Friday, which means basically the entire continent had a day off, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what would be awesome on a day off?
Some sports.
Yeah. Like there's no football on right now. I mean, I know the Masters are on. Shout out to the Masters. Tree fell yesterday.
Love me some golf.
Yeah, of course. But some hockey?
How can it be a Good Friday if there's no hockey?
Amen, brother. 0 NHL games. They did not schedule a single NHL game on Good Friday.
Hockey's my religion, and this is blasphemous.
It's ridiculous. I mean, and hey, well, and you kind of said, you were like, well, but is it maybe something in the CBA where they don't play on Good Friday, whatever. Looks like that's not the case because they haven't stated a reason why, and they've played games on Good Friday the last few years. So
yeah, we went back and dug that out. They had like 2 last year and 6 the year before or whatever.
Yeah.
So like it's not like the CBA magically changed in the fine writing.
Yeah. So what are we doing?
I mean, they have all 32 teams playing today. I'm not sure if that's like their ploy or their tactic to like get more people to watch, but we're all busy today.
Yeah.
Producer Austin's going to his mom's for dinner after this. He's not going to watch the games.
Well, and even then, like, why do you need 32 teams playing on the same day if you're going to have 6 of them start at 4:00?
Also, yeah, exactly. Why?
Like, no one can watch all of those. No one can. There's no way to watch 6 games at once. And also, they play back-to-backs all the time.
Yeah, and
why not have a game? Why not have back-to-back yesterday and today? If you want to have every team playing on the same day, whatever. Sure. I don't mind it. That's fine. That's cool. But to have a holiday day where there's 0 games during the regular season is just ridiculous to me.
Dude, it's a mess. And on top of that, like you really think about how you could have packaged this better and made it interesting.
Yeah.
For anybody.
Yeah.
You have 16 matchups. You like normally we criticize them because they stack the games, and it's like, okay, well, it's a Saturday, so like, you have to work with like arena schedules and each time zone and blase, whatever.
Yeah.
But like, you have 16 matchups. You could have put 8 on each day, and you could have put them within an hour of each other, starting at 10 and finishing at 7.
Mhm.
And you would have had literally nothing but amazing content from 10 a.m. East
Yep.
to 10 p.m. East,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
If you have the last game start at 7:30.
It's ridiculous.
Like, you could have dominated the airwaves. You
Of
could have
course.
just had like hockey after hockey after hockey being played. You could have had like TV screens in the pubs locked up.
Yeah.
That's real estate.
Yeah.
That's free marketing, whether you believe it or not.
Yeah.
When a pub
absolutely.
plays the hockey game for everyone to be there, that's free marketing for you.
100%. 100%.
That's you being on a moving billboard inside of an establishment that has 300 patrons that are drunk.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the easiest demographic to sell things to.
Yeah, dude, no doubt. No doubt.
How many street swindlers do you see out on like a 2 p.m. on a Thursday? None.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
see them all out on Saturday night at
Yeah.
1 a.m. outside the bars. That's why.
That's why.
And you're going to do this. You're just going to slam 6 games at 4 o'clock. I'm not going to be able to watch half of them, which is a pain in the ass because I have to cover it anyways.
Yep.
Like, I feel for Frege. I have no idea how he does this. Like, he must have like
they
just-
got so many screens there.
I was gonna say they must have a cave, like just a Vegas style gambling booth of just screens everywhere. But like, I can't even keep up with this, and it's kind of my job too.
Yeah.
Like, I
Well-
feel bad for the casual fan.
I do too. That was actually one thing, a bit of a side note I wanted to say. I know it's kind of beating a dead horse, yelling about how terrible blackouts are, but like, so I work at a bar, and so not last night, but Thursday night, we have all 5 of the TSN channels, all 5 of the Sportsnet channels, right? Well, except we don't get the one of them, but whatever. I had so many people in that bar asking to watch the Leafs game, right?
Leafs Bruins.
Yeah.
Great game.
Great game. Overtime. And I mean, 2 of the top teams in the league.
Yep.
I wanted to watch that game.
Original 6. It was chippy too. It was a good game.
Not on any channel.
No, you know why?
Why?
Because they were playing the Pittsburgh game on all 4.
Pittsburgh, Minnesota on all 4.
Nice.
Sure. Wild card race. Fun. Come on. Boston, Toronto. You want to grow the game? Play it.
Yeah, and how are you going to like be like, oh, a wild card race? It's so exciting when you only have one team playing. All 3 teams were playing their wild card chasing games. That you could have played them on all 3 channels.
Yeah,
you could have been playing them like side by side in parts, but no, it was literally just pure Pittsburgh, Minnesota broadcast being shared from like a Minnesota feed that was being relayed from a Pittsburgh feed. Which made no sense. You had Pittsburgh announcers at a Minnesota game. I was lost as hell.
it was terrible.
Yeah,
It was just horrendous. I don't understand what this league is doing.
and can we also, while we're just like yelling about things,
Yeah,
like old men on Sunday,
yeah, we are.
Jesus, let's talk about the puck tracer. I thought we banned this thing into exile. I thought that we made enough noise 20 years ago to get them to leave this technology in the past.
They thought we forgot.
Yeah. They're like,
Thanks,
oh, no,
Bali.
we got new technology. It looks better. It looks better.
It does look better. It does look better.
Still looks awful.
It still looks awful though.
It's hard to watch.
This is why Bally's going bankrupt. It's terrible.
Absolutely. Like, I literally turned off the game because of it. And everyone in our group chat agreed.
Yeah,
Everyone
well,
else
Twitter's-
found a different
Twitter's
game.
Upset about it. I honestly, I'll be completely honest. Like, I think it's stupid, but I actually didn't think it was as invasive as what was before.
It wasn't, but it was still just. It's hard to watch. It's distracting. You miss.
It is
You miss all
distracting.
the small things that are happening, like across the board with this thing, just like distracting your peripheral half the time.
Yeah, see,
And-
that's what I think the bigger, like, tough part for me is like what it promotes puck watching basically, and like if you want to actually like watch the game, don't puck watch.
Yeah, you're gonna miss so much.
Yeah.
Like as an experienced hockey fan, like you kind of watch like 25 feet around the puck.
Yeah, well, and that goes for like for all sports really. Like if you're watching sports and you're not figuring out the rules, you're not figuring out how like play works, and you want to like if you want to play the sport or whatever it is, don't watch the puck. If you're watching football, don't watch the ball. Watch what the players are doing.
Watch the whole thing. Watch the sequence.
Yeah, and yeah, so having a puck tracker on just feels like it's like dangling a cookie around. Like, there it goes, there it goes. Like we're watching Pee Wee.
Yeah, exactly. It was hard to watch in the first place, and it just didn't get any better. Like it looks like trash.
Yeah, yeah.
My girlfriend was like, "Oh, like what is this? Like why do they have this? Is this for like people with disabilities? Like this is really interesting. Like that's really progressive of them to do." And I was like, "I guess it's for people with disabilities, but they're just called Americans."
Oh, ayo. Okay. Shut up, my American familia. I love y'all.
It's a joke.
It's a joke.
It's a joke.
It's a true joke, but it's a joke. Anyways. Okay. You want to move on to the shitty stuff?
Yeah, let's do some shitty stuff, I guess.
Yeah. So we have some stuff we kind of missed out on a little bit.
Yeah, it's kind of been like shuffled to the back of the news cycle. We had Steven on, and we didn't want to like bum out the vibes, and
Yeah.
we had a lot to talk about on a limited time, so we just wanted to really keep it to a concise point.
Yeah. Yeah. Last week, Kuzmenko bowed out of the Canucks Pride Night. Well, bowed out of wearing the jersey. And now we've seen a bunch of Russians do it and state, non-religious reasons, like family reasons and stuff like that.
Yep.
And you kind of got to shoot him some bail for it.
Absolutely. Yeah, I did some research into this because the first thing that really like raised my eyebrow was when Chicago bowed out of their Pride Night citing safety issues.
Yeah.
Because it was a very vague blanket statement of safety issues. And I was
Right.
like, well, if you have like a safety issue, then call the police and get more security.
Yeah.
Like
totally.
it felt weird and gross, and I was like, I don't know if that's like really what they're doing here. I'm gonna like look at it first before I just absolutely torch them for just like creating a safe environment for the LGBTQ plus,
Right.
or saying they can't create a safe environment, I should say.
Right.
But then I looked into it, and under our noses, a bunch of people did catch this. I remember catching it, but it went under a lot of our noses because it happened on December 22nd, 3 days before Christmas. Putin passed an additional anti-LGBTQ propaganda bill, which basically made it a felony and illegal to promote any sort of non-heteronormative relationship or wear any sort of rainbow colors, pride flags, symbols of promoting gay relationships, or in any way insinuating that a non-heteronormative relationship is okay.
Yeah.
So we have to understand, like, this falls under the same guise of the Ovechkin thing where people are like, why don't they speak out? Why don't they just speak out?
Yeah.
Guys, they have family living
Yeah.
over there.
Yeah.
Like, they have to go home at some point.
Yeah.
Even
Absolutely.
if they don't ever go home, like you think they want to see their family again.
Of course.
If they're living in exile in the States, do you think that the Russian government's just going to be like, oh yeah, definitely, let's just give your family passports, stamp, 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 stamp? No.
Yeah, totally.
Like, people go missing over there all the time, and that's a reality that like we in the Western world just don't have a grasp on because we wave our free speech around and act like dickheads. If your government is like going out of their way to make just being a gay person or being friends with it, like, it's basically like pure persecution
Yeah.
of anyone who supports this lifestyle in any sort of way. It's dangerous to wear that jersey, and it's dangerous for their family, and you have to understand that, and you have to give them bail. However, we are not giving bail to the NHL organizations for two reasons.
For canceling them?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
One, because for as much as we see America pound their chest, we're American.
Mm-hmm.
We refuse to bow to foreign powers. We refuse to negotiate with terrorists. Because we tote our guns everywhere, and we believe in what's right, and we stand for the common man and the American dream. How are you going to let a foreign body and their politics dictate how you run a celebration night
Yeah.
on American soil.
Yeah.
That is not, does that not sound like the most un-American thing? What are they going to do? Bomb the arena? Like,
Yeah.
What do you have to be afraid of?
Yeah.
There's absolutely zero. Great, you protected your Russian players. Let them bow out for family reasons.
Yeah.
It's not your job to cancel the whole thing. You aren't protecting all of America or all of the gay community or all of the hetero community by canceling the night. Like, you're just being disrespectful to a cause that the NHL is trying their hardest to put through, and 95% of players believe in.
Yeah.
It does a disservice to everyone. And believe it or not, like, I know that we only have one openly gay player out in the league right now. So many more come out after they finish playing.
Of course.
And do you know why no one is openly gay in the NHL? Because it's dangerous still.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's scary. It's terrifying. There's a reason why people don't come out until after they're done professional sports. And it's a shame.
Yeah.
And we're trying to fix that. That's the whole point of this. Hockey's for everyone.
Hockey's for everyone,
Bar
baby.
none.
That's correct.
So we're shooting bail to all the Russian players. I understand, like,
Yeah.
if it's not a pure religious issue and it's like family or whatever, it's totally understandable.
Yeah.
Bail all the way.
Bail all the way.
So the American organizations do better.
Do better. Let's do something fun. I mean, hey, if you're a Colorado fan, you might be having fun this week. Well, next week, couple weeks. Landeskog. Looks like he's coming back. Hasn't played a game yet this season. Just in time.
Man,
Little convenient, isn't it?
I was gonna say coincidence. I think not.
Hasn't played a game yet this season. Could be back for game one.
It could be. Yeah. And then after they were like, he could be back for game one, they came out like 3 days later and was like, we're still skeptical though.
Yeah,
like,
he might not be back.
He might be back for next season still. It's it's a touchy thing, you know. They just like had to backpedal that. Everyone was like, oh, we know what you're doing.
Oh, God. So, hey, good for the Avs fans.
Tell me you're abusing the cap without telling me you're abusing the cap.
Yeah, no doubt, right?
I'll wait.
No doubt. Yeah, we're seeing a little bit of Tampa 2.0. I think, like, hey, Colorado's certainly worse than they were last year. I think they're getting slept on, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, they're getting disrespected straight up because
They are.
like everyone's like, oh, they're not that great. They're not leading. They've had nonstop injuries.
Nonstop.
Like, this is a team that has not been at 100% since game one.
Mikko Rantanen has 50 goals.
Clicking.
What?
And McKinnon's having like a quieter season too. Keep in mind.
He's at 100 points. He hasn't even played 70 games.
That's nuts.
Like, if this team gets Landeskog back and they get some goaltending, they could win another cup this year.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, they could.
Yeah, that's my dark horse for sure. If there was ever anyone to put your money on, that's just like,
I know. It's crazy to call the reigning champion a dark horse, but like they are right now.
it's true because like if you listen to any other podcast, any other news cycle right now, they're going to tell you that right now they're thinking about the Bolts,
Yeah.
the Leafs,
Yeah. The Bruins.
the Bruins, maybe the Wild.
A lot of people saying the Oilers out of the West, which they're hot.
Or Dallas, but like all
Or
you hear about
Dallas.
right now is the Wild and Dallas and Edmonton. Like that's
Yeah.
all you get. Maybe Vegas, but
The Wild are such a joke, dude. There's no way.
they're folding
Mark me.
round one.
Mark me. Mark me. Come back to this episode if I'm wrong, because I won't be. They're not going anywhere. Maybe they'll win a round. One. That's it.
No, I'm saying done in the first.
One and done.
Minnesota fashion.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I really like the Avs coming into this. I think that's really going to be interesting.
Me
I think
too.
that Minnesota is going to collapse.
Yeah.
And the Avs are going to go deep again.
Yeah.
There's just no denying it. I also think that Dallas is going to fall flat.
I don't know if I believe that. I think that Dallas has everything.
I'm still not buying into this Dallas team.
Really, eh?
No. I don't know what it is. They look good
I
on
don't
paper.
either. Yeah.
They look good with the eye test.
Yeah.
But something just perturbs my spirit about
Okay.
them.
They control play. They have vets that are performing. They have young superstars. They have an elite. They have a young elite defenseman. They have a young elite goalie. They are poised to be a young team with a hell of a run right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Domi looks like he's really found his place.
He's fitting in there.
I'm shocked. I really didn't think that Domi would be what this team needed. I said it.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
He's really helped. Like, I've noticed a big trend upward in this team, like just from watching the couple games I have with him in their lineup.
Mm-hmm.
They look good with him there. I still don't know if it's what's going to push him over for that cup.
Yep,
like I
that's
said,
fair.
I don't know if that's the player that's going to do it, but it'll be interesting.
It will be. It will be.
While we're talking about quiet seasons, you want to talk about Jack Hughes, 1 point away from breaking Patrick Eliash's 96. He's got 3 games left to be the first Devil to hit 100 points.
Wow. How many does he have right now?
96? 95?
98. 95. He's 95.
Yeah.
So what's Patrick Elias's?
He's sitting at 96
For most points
ever.
for a Devil?
Yeah.
Wow. So he's going to do it.
Yeah, he wants that. He went out after the last game after Columbus and said that he has like every intention of getting that record. He wants it.
It's impressive.
Yep. And he's still got, what, seven games?
Yeah.
But he missed 2 games. That's not like an actual.
He's only got 3,
3?
I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, so 3 with 5 points. That'd be interesting.
Wow. I think it's been a crazy year for points. Like, there's been some insane point leaders this year. Can you look up the points leaders right now?
Yeah, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. I had someone at the beginning of this year tell me that I was crazy for saying that Ryan Nugent-Hopkins was better than Zach Hyman.
You took him over Hyman. Yeah, that's right. We did that in on the TikTok.
Yeah, on our TikTok drafts.
Yeah, you took Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, and yeah, you were getting clowned for that.
Yeah. What do you mean? What do you mean Zach Hyman is as good as Ryan Nugent-Hopkins? Look me in the eyes and tell me that. Look at those points. And for the record, I really want to put this out there.
Yeah.
I'm double tripling down. Zach Hyman is not as good as you think he is. So many of his points come from the power play. And do you know what Edmonton's been doing for the last 40 games with their power play? They have him, instead of screening the goalie, they'll play it to the bumper position.
Yeah.
He'll stand beside the net and then close up.
Yeah.
And then they shoot it off his chest.
I know.
And into the net.
I know.
He's just making the goal bigger. Dude, you're not even a hockey player. You're just a post.
Hey, no. You can't hate him for that. Crosby used to do that. He used to do exactly that.
Yeah, but I mean, come on.
I know.
Sure, he has 81 points, but half of them
points? That's not bad, dude. 35 goals? I'm sorry. I know I'm not trying to rain on your parade here.
This man comes to the ice rink with a shovel.
He's not Nugent Hopkins.
He's not Nugent Hopkins. He's not making the play. He's just there to bang it in.
Dude, I didn't wait, go back. Awesome.
So we have breaks 100.
Stop scrolling. We have 8 players over 100 points right now, with Erik Karlsson, Rantanen, and Pettersson at 98. That's crazy.
That's nuts. McDavid, McDavo, Big Jesus in the house. 148. Wow. Yeah, he's cracking that 150, no doubt.
It's ridiculous.
Draisaitl with the quietest 123 ever, just living in the shadow.
Yeah, I mean that's a ridiculous season as well. Kucherov 108. Tkachuk, I feel like Tkachuk's getting his flowers this year. He's in MVP conversations. But McKinnon, 104 points in 66 games. Are you joking?
That's insane.
That's crazy. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, and he went through a little bit of a slump. I have him on my fantasy team, and there was a couple weeks where I lost because he wasn't scoring. I was like, God, this guy, man,
craziness.
Yeah, he's played 66. He has 37 goals now. He's gonna crack 40 and not even get a full season.
It's wild.
That's insane. And 78 assists for Cooch. Holy Christ.
I know, yeah.
Shoot the puck more.
He's dishing it.
Shoot.
Okay. We got one clip this week. Only one. Because it's just so nasty. Look at this kid. Hat trick.
I saw this, actually. I saw this the day it was posted. This is everything I want out of a future star.
Run it. Unreal. Are you kidding me?
What in the world?
Are you kidding me?
The shoulders shrug off. This is my puck.
Dude.
Get out of here.
Dude.
That's a power move.
How old is this kid?
I think I saw in the post they were 9 when this was
Mm-hmm.
taken.
Yeah, I was gonna. It says in their username 2014. I'd assume that's the year they were born. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous stuff.
Just absolutely insane. So like, yeah,
That
what
puck protection, like this young Crosby right here. Holy cow.
the lean back
Yeah.
in motion.
Yeah.
Like any other kid would have gone like ass up, skates overhead. Like
Dude.
you're looking at the sky, counting birds. Like, no, this kid just shrugged this guy off,
Yeah.
waltzes through,
Yeah.
and then has the wherewithal to pull the forehand, backhand through the legs.
The Matty Kachuk.
Like, what?
All right. That's all we got for this week. Thanks again for tuning in, everyone. Make sure, if you're on the podcast app, you drop us a rating, and make sure if you're on YouTube, you subscribe. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Keep your head up.
Keep your head up. Boom.
Stick talk. Stick talk. Stick talk. Stick